You've trained for years dreaming of the Olympics, the biggest event of your life. But instead of basking in the glory of representing your country on the world stage, you're forced to sleep on a flimsy cardboard bed. And the medals you're competing for are made from recycled material, including bits of the Eiffel Tower. Welcome to the Paris Olympics 2024, an event marred by controversy, disappointment, and widespread discontent among athletes and fans alike. Was this the worst Olympics in history? Many would argue it was. But to truly understand why, we need to take a step back and explore the rich history of the Olympic Games, how they have evolved, and what led to the disaster that was Paris 2024. Chapter 1: The Birth of the Olympics. The story of the Olympics dates back to ancient Greece, around 776 BC, when the first recorded Olympic Games were held in Olympia. These early games were a religious festival dedicated to Zeus and featured only one event, a 192-meter foot race. Over time, the games grew in scope, adding more events like wrestling, chariot racing, and the pentathlon. The ancient Olympics were held every 4 years, a tradition that continues to this day, and were a symbol of unity among the often warring Greek city-states. Fast forward to 1896, when the modern Olympic Games were revived in Athens, Greece, by Pierre de Coubertin. The first modern Olympics featured 14 countries and 43 events, with just over 240 athletes participating. Since then, the Olympics have become a global phenomenon, with thousands of athletes from hundreds of countries competing in a wide array of sports. Chapter 2: The Evolution of the Olympic Games. The Olympics have come a long way since their humble beginnings. The number of sports and events has grown exponentially, and the Games have become a showcase of the world's best athletes. But with this growth has come increased complexity and challenges. The selection of host cities has become a highly competitive and politicized process, with cities vying for the prestige and economic benefits of hosting the Games. The criteria for selecting a host city include infrastructure, financial stability, and the ability to promote the Olympic spirit. But as the Olympics have grown, so too have the controversies, corruption, doping scandals, and the environmental impact of hosting the Games have all deteriorated the Olympic ideal. Despite these issues, some cities have managed to host truly remarkable games. For instance, Barcelona 1992 is often cited as one of the best Olympics in modern history, thanks to its stunning architecture, efficient organization, and the unforgettable performances of athletes like Michael Jordan and the Dream Team. Chapter 3: Why every 4 years? One of the most enduring aspects of the Olympics is the 4-year cycle. But why not hold the Games every 2 years? The answer lies in tradition and logistics. The ancient Greeks held the Olympics every 4 years as a tribute to the gods, and this tradition was carried over into the modern Games. Additionally, the 4-year gap allows athletes to peak at the right time, giving them ample time to train and recover between games. From a logistical standpoint, organizing the Olympics is an enormous undertaking. It takes years of planning, construction, and coordination to pull off an event of this scale. Holding the Games more frequently would likely lead to burnout among athletes and organizers, as well as increased costs and logistical challenges for host cities. Chapter 4: The Best and the Brightest over the years. Certain countries have stood out for their dominance in the Olympics. The United States, for example, has consistently topped the medal charts, with over 2,500 medals to its name. The Soviet Union, despite its dissolution, remains one of the top medal-winning countries in Olympic history. Meanwhile, countries like China and the United Kingdom have emerged as Olympic powerhouses in recent decades. As for the best-hosted Olympics, opinions vary, but many agree that the 2008 Beijing Olympics set a new standard for spectacle and organization. From the stunning opening ceremony to the world-class facilities, Beijing 2008 was a triumph of planning and execution. However, even the best Olympics have their critics, and Beijing was no exception, with concerns raised about human rights and environmental issues. Chapter 5: The Paris Olympics 2024, A Tale of Disappointment. And now, we come to the Paris Olympics 2024, an event that many hoped would be a return to the glory days of the Olympics, but instead became a cautionary lesson of what can go wrong when ambition outweighs execution. 1. The cardboard beds controversy. One of the first red flags came when athletes arrived at the Olympic Village to find that their beds were made of cardboard. The organizers touted these beds as eco-friendly and capable of supporting up to 200 kilograms, but many athletes found them uncomfortable and flimsy. The situation escalated when several high-profile athletes, including gold medalists, chose to leave the Olympic Village and stay in nearby 5-star hotels at their own expense. This move not only highlighted the inadequate facilities, but also created a sense of division among athletes. 2. The medals made from recycled materials. Another major point of contention was the medals themselves. In an effort to promote sustainability, the Paris Olympics organizers decided to craft the medals from recycled materials, including bits of the Eiffel Tower. While the idea was noble, the execution was widely criticized. Many athletes felt that the medals were of poor quality, lacking the weight and prestige of traditional Olympic medals. Some even reported that their medals began to tarnish or degrade soon after the Games. 3. Unfair treatment of athletes. Perhaps the most egregious issue was the perceived unfair treatment of athletes. Numerous complaints surfaced about biased judging, with several athletes accusing officials of favoritism towards certain countries. There were also reports of inadequate medical facilities and poor treatment of injured athletes. These issues cast a dark shadow over the Games and led to widespread frustration and anger among participants. 4. The impact of controversies on the legacy of Paris 2024. The controversies surrounding the Paris Olympics 2024 have left a lasting stain on what should have been a celebration of athletic achievement. The cardboard beds, subpar medals, and unfair treatment of athletes have all contributed to a general sense of disappointment and disillusionment. For many, Paris 2024 will be remembered not for the incredible feats of athleticism, but for the numerous ways in which the event fell short of expectations. Chapter 6. Lessons Learned and Moving Forward. As we look back on the Paris Olympics 2024, it's clear that there are important lessons to be learned. The Olympics are more than just a sporting event. They are a global celebration of human achievement, unity, and the Olympic spirit. When that spirit is compromised, the consequences can be far-reaching. Future host cities must take heed of the mistakes made in Paris and prioritize the needs and well-being of athletes. The focus should be on creating an environment that allows athletes to perform at their best, rather than cutting corners in the name of sustainability or cost-saving measures. Conclusion: the cost of compromise. The Paris Olympics 2024 serves as a stark reminder that even the most storied traditions can falter when priorities are misplaced. In the end, the true measure of an Olympic Games is not in the medals won or the records broken, but in the memories it creates for athletes and fans alike. Unfortunately, for many who participated in or watched the Paris Olympics, those memories are tainted by disappointment and frustration. As we look to the future, let Paris 2024 be a lesson in the importance of upholding the Olympic ideals and ensuring that the Games remain a beacon of hope, unity, and excellence for generations to come.